A big mystery was solved at the Cedar Falls Public Library last Friday night. There were a lot of suspects in the murder of the loaded librarian, and even more people trying to figure out who done it. In the end, one person figured out who the killer really was.
That's when she quit driving and I started driving.
The suspects were all here.
With me driving, there wouldn't be no more accidents.
And they all seemed to have a motive.
That evil witch? How dare she?
In something out of the board game Clue, the Cedar Falls Public Library hosted a murder mystery last week. It all started out innocently enough, when an audience of people gathered for the reading of a will.
Greetings from the grave. I, Loda Bucks, being of sound mind and solvent bank account.
But when one person got all of the deceased's millions of dollars...
Really, I'm keeping all of this money for myself. Every penny, every peseta, every rupee, every euro, every yen, every million lira.
And a group of others were left with nothing but small items bequeathed to them, like a wrench, a horseshoe, and a rolling pin. There was frustration. And afterward, as everyone mingled,
do you have a lot of money?
I do. For all I can.
There was an announcement.
Nobody panic! Just please get into space as quickly and as orderly as possible. We need to get this moving. Things have gone terribly, terribly awry.
Rocky, the one who had inherited all of the money, had been murdered. His corpse surrounded by potential murder weapons, like a wrench, a horseshoe, and a rolling pin.
My guess is someone came in here, slam dunked him with one of these items scattered around the body. Unfortunately, most of these things are gifts you people inherited.
Everyone, it seemed, was a suspect, but all claimed their innocence.
I tell you, I hated the guy, but there's no way I'd do it, that's for sure.
No, there's no way I did it. Like, I would not get blood on my hands. That is like, ew. Like, this is designer.
I don't even need to do it.
I didn't even know he was in that room. I didn't even know.
It was a tough case. Luckily, there was a standing room only crowd there to help solve it. They took notes and looked for clues all over the library. Everyone had an opinion on who they thought was the murderer.
The lieutenant.
Why?
Because she's the only one who shouldn't be on the list of suspects. She's on the suspects list. But I haven't figured out why yet.
It's just we always have to leave.
I think it's the librarian, because the librarian's the only one who isn't on the list of suspects, and consequently is the only one that no one would think of.
Well, I think it's all of them.
All of them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the lawyer myself.
Why's that?
I think she's the only one who said that the room was dark, yet when the room was light, she couldn't see.
In the end, it was the nurse in the library.
You're under arrest.
With the hammer.
Miss Bucks?
And the sleuth who figured it all out was audience member Andrew Holland.
I trust my sixth, possibly my seventh sense, and I came up with the answer. I tell you what, I trusted my snout because I looked at the nurse and I said, she smells wrong.
For figuring out the mystery, Andrew won an MP3 player. The murder of the loaded librarian was free to the public. It was funded by a grant from the Cedar Falls Civic Foundation Catherine Ray Fund for Library Programming and the Friends of the Cedar Falls Public Library. The show was performed by Half-masted 3.2, which is a local improv troupe, and they perform every Friday night in the atrium of the library at 6:30.